Hi everyone, and welcome back to Virche Evermore, Error Salvation. So, I guess we're in a birdhouse. Alright, well this is, I mean, it's better than a dog crate. Anyway, or dog cage. Oh, I've been missing some yanderes. I don't really like them too much, but sometimes you just want one. Alright. So, unable to stay quiet any longer. You tricked me, or I trusted you. Okay, let's go with you tricked me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You're tricking me all along. I never thought the culprit I was trying to find was you, but it must have been funny seeing me cower from Barreau's shadow. Oh, I didn't hold back, knowing I could be killed. I mean, I'd be like, you scared the crap out of me? I thought I was gonna die. You didn't say anything. Suddenly his expression clouded. Yeah, dude, that was kind of a dick move. I'm not gonna lie. You're still pretty. You almost got us murdered too. Because people thought we were the ones doing the killing. I still think they're cloning him without his knowledge. I really do. It'd be super ironic if he was a reliver and it was just on his back so he couldn't see it. So he couldn't see it. I didn't want his apology. Why do you feel guilt over that? Don't you feel anything about taking the lives away from the relivers? No, because he doesn't view them as human. He views them as demons. What about Nadia? I would hope not. I don't know what they're doing to her, but I honestly think they're doing some shady crap with her. Maybe they're cloning her too. And every time she dies, they just bring her back and he doesn't know. Yeah, understood. I didn't want Nadia to know the truth either. Her kind and loving brother was actually a murderer killed in order to save her life. Save her, sorry. The thought alone would probably cause Nadia to collapse from shock. Yeah, she probably would not be. You know what I think it was? Is that he was actually the guy who beat his sister to death, and then they brought them both back. I don't know. I'm throwing random crap out there. I don't know. Before long, he apologized again as he closed the door of the cage with mean sight. Do I at least get a bed? The sound of the lock clicking against the small prison rang coldly inside the room. Who brought the birdcage in? Was it the cult members? Are you happy you don't have to pretend anymore? Yeah. So, are you gonna, before you die, are you gonna slip me the key, or am I just gonna die in the birdcage? Okay. He smiled weakly as he looked through the bars of the cage. But who's gonna let me out? I'm going to sleep. Nothing I said would reach him. No. I sank down onto the makeshift bed of blankets under me. He didn't give me a mattress? Please give me a mattress. My body and mind were tired and heavy. I just need some rest now. Yeah, I'd be exhausted too. Alright, bye. As he spoke, he lay down beside the cage, covering himself with a thin bedsheet unfit to stave off the cold. It seemed he had no intention of sleeping in the bed, in the now empty bed. Give it to me! Give me the bed if you're gonna sleep on the floor. The wall clock ticked away in the silence. The place where I made such happy memories had become my prison. My heart ached with sorrow. I bit my lip in an effort to fight off the tears. Wonderful moments I shared with Lucas shattered loudly in my mind. Aw, because he's two-faced. Adolf knew he was two-faced. He always saw him do weird crap and lied about it. All the things he said or did were lies to trick my foolish self. No, it was his obsession with you. They weren't tricks, it was him actually showing his obsession. Lucas. He betrayed everyone who risked their lives to capture Barreau. He inflicted so much suffering. He killed Mathias's brother. Oh right, I forgot about that. I knew I didn't have the right to blame anyone, but I had to. But wait, isn't he killing Relivers? But his brother was Mathias's brother a Reliver? I guess he didn't exclusively kill Relivers. But then he also poisoned people. Is there more than one killer? I loved him too. Teardrop rolled down my cheek. Aww. I never thought I would learn such a harsh truth after realizing my feelings for him. But leaving Lucas like this will only create more victims. If his objective is to kill Relivers, then Mother, Hugo, Xian, and the others are all potential targets. Not Eve and Adolf. Mother, maybe. I also need to find out where Anko is buried. That's true, he needs to regen himself. I need to kill my feelings. He wasn't my teacher anymore. The emotions I felt were simply an illusion. No. He wasn't... I mean, he wasn't pretending, he was just kind of showing little bits of his crazy obsessiveness towards her, and she just wasn't picking up on it. Around the same time... Oh yeah! Dahat's friends with his sister now, that's gonna be interesting. In one of the laboratories at the Institute, on another sleepless night... Dahat! Come save me! What? Is he gonna clone her without her consent?
遺伝子疾患か。これじゃあ僕にはどうしようもないな。
After analyzing a few strands of beautiful blonde hair, Dahat let out a huge sigh.
ほう、お前にしては珍しい研究テーマだな。
Suddenly, Xion appeared and snatched the analysis results from Dahat.
あ、何するんですか、シアンさん。返してくださいよ。
It's like a big brother tormenting the little brother.
ブローの捜査に関わってるんでしょ。僕の個人的な研究に首突っ込んでる暇なんてあるんです。
廃棄機材の検索待ちだ。俺自ら動くことなどほとんどない。
All right, the devices, right. Xion sipped on some coffee as he read the papers he just took.
で、これが前にお前が治療方法を聞いてきた患者の遺伝子か。主な症状は筋力の激しい低下。いや、筋肉組織そのものが脆く、再生もされにくいのか。なかなか悲惨な状態だな。これではあらゆる器官も派生でやられているだろう。
シアンさんもそう思います。ちなみに治療方法に心当たりとか。
そんな都合よくあると思うか？やめておけ。お前には無理だ。
As Dahat frowned at Xion's response, one of the researchers who overheard their conversation raised his hand.
所長、副社長、遺伝子疾患とは何ですか？自分は初めて耳にしたのですが。
Something that sucks.
ああ、皆さんにはあまり
Yeah,
馴
because
染みが
everyone's
ないかも
relivers,
しれ
right?
ま
So
せん
they don't
ね。
have genetic disorders.
これ
Everyone
もいい
usually
機会で
dies.
すし、簡単にお勉強会しましょうか。
Most people die before they even really show up.
まず遺伝子とは生物の肉体を構成する最小単位の物質。
Let's have a biology lesson now, everyone. Pay attention.
染色体という紐状の構造体に刻まれた生命の設計図にして遺伝情報。
Dahat used the system to specifically point out that helixes on the 23 pairs of chromosomes.
つまり
Had to learn those
僕
too.
らの髪色、顔立ち、体質などの情報はこの中にまるっと入ってる
Oh
わけ
wait,
です。
they have her DNA so they can track Lucas now. I just realized they can track Lucas through her DNA.
この情報がしっかり揃っていないと
When you're related, your
僕たちは
DNA
人
is
間として
very similar.
最低限の姿や健康を保つことができな
So
い
they'll
わけ
probably
です
figure
ね
out。that Lucas is Burrow because of her.
で、遺伝子疾患とは
I think Shion might know this.
その大事な染色体や
Sorry.
遺伝子の異常、
Science. So
変異によ
interesting.
って発生する病気の総称、
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
生命の設計図に生まれつき、
Yeah.
あるいは何らかのトラブルによって問題が生じてしまった
Yeah.
といえばわかりますか？
Defect in your DNA. Like if a part of the helix was missing or broken. During that, the researchers went pale.
それはかなり危険な病なのでは。
Yes. That's why, yes.
ええ。だからこそシアンさんですら治療を無理だと言い切ったんです。
Can't you, treat some genetic disorders?
症状や病名はまちまち、
Mm-hmm.
軽症で済むものもあれば生命活動に支
Like,
障が
I
出
think
て
being
さ
albino
ま
is
ざ
a
まな合
genetic
併症
disorder.
を引き起こしか
I'm
ね
not
ない
sure. I'm not
重症化の
100%.
例もあります。
As Shion finished reading Daho's analysis results, he spoke up.
この病があまり知られていないのは、大抵がそれを明らかにする前に国の呪いと混同されて
So you
死亡
guys
す
don't
る
even investigate. You just go, oh, well, they're dead, so must have been the curse.
重症化する前に気づかずリライバー化を行っているからだ。
Guys, suck it through.
僕やシアンさんぐらいの研究者が見ればかろうじてわかるんですけど、一般の研究者には発見しづらい病ですよね。で、この遺伝子疾患、何が怖いかというと、遺伝子そのものが病にかかっているので、傷やちょっとした病とは違い、リライバーになって
Yeah,
も
so there's no point in making
治
her a
らないんです
reviver
よ。
because she'll just die from it again.
全く同じ性質がクローン体にも引き継がれちゃうんです。
ならば治療方法は？
I guess not.
少なくともこの国にはない。できるのはせいぜい対症療法程度。
I mean, Shion shot down the idea before Dahut could say that he was looking for a cure. But Dahut knew Shion's answer was better than acting on false hopes. But the researcher decided to press on, wanting to know more.
所長、副社長、本当に治療は不可能なのですか？他の国ならばいざ知らず、我が国には遺伝子を自由に操れるリライバー技術があるでしょう。生命の設計図に問題があるのならば、クローンを作る過程でその遺伝子自体を作り直してやれば。
例えばどうやってです？
直接遺伝子を手術する、あるいは健康な他人の遺伝子をデータに組み込むなど。ほら、よく所長も腕を4本に増やしてやると副所長を脅してらっしゃるじゃないですか。
That's a heck of a threat.
あれはシアンさんなりの面白くない冗談ですってば。
他人の遺伝子や特殊な薬品を使えば編集自体は可能だ。
So it's
だ
possible?
が適合しない他人の遺伝子を組み込んだところで支障をきたすだけ。無意味だ。現にそんな愚行を犯した輩が過去極刑に処されているしな。
Oh, so people have been trying this weird stuff. Okay.
昔いたんです。あなたと似たような考えで呪いに耐えられる新しい人類を作ってやるとか言いながら、貧民街の子供をさらっては秘密裏に悪趣味な実験を行っていた人。
Let's scum.
は？
それを暴いたのは確かお前だったな。
Oh.
はい、偶然深夜に出かけるのを見つけちゃって、シアンさんをやたらと敵視してた派手な髪色のオーティさんでしたっけ？
Lorty?
秘密の研究所を見つけた後は
Oh, yeah, that would
3日
traumatize
間
me.
うなされたな。正直思い出したくなかったで
Ugh.
す。
No thanks.
奴が作った人間もどきが所狭しと並んでいる光景は
Half human.
なかなか圧巻だった。
人間もどきとは？
多分おえーってなっちゃうので詳しく聞かない方がいいですよ。
Like merman? Dot continued by asking Shion what happened to that mad
国
scientist.
に引き渡した後のことは知らん。
I bet they let him go.
だハド、間違ってもこの遺伝子疾患を自力で治そうなどと思うなよ。俺たち科学者は命は消費物という意識が強い傲慢なる人でなしだ。他人を救うことに己が才能を注ぐことはできない。
I guess
無駄だからな。
シアンさんが言うとすごい説得力ですね。
I love those two. I don't know why. I just do. All right, let's check in on our girl in the cage. Morning arrived after a sleepless night. I managed to pull up my heavy body. But can I have the mattress if you're not going to use it? Like, I would much appreciate.
おはようございます。
Or at least give me the couch.
少し早いですが、今日は私が朝食の用意をしてみましたよ。君の作った料理に比べれば見劣りするでしょうが、そこは目をつむってもらえると助かります。
First thing that my eyes beheld upon waking was his smile behind the iron bars. I prayed and prayed last night for this to be a nightmare, but... Good morning. The sight of the iron bars proved to me the futility of that wish. Futility, not futility. I shook my head to come to my senses and accept reality. Guess I'm living in a birdcage now. He could have... He seemed he really didn't intend on locking me in the cage except at bedtime or when he was away. He naturally unlocked the door and let me out. Oh, that's nice. Could at least give me a frickin' mattress. On the table is breakfast that he prepared. The dishes looked a bit disorderly with the ingredients cut unevenly, which was interesting in its own way. I'm not gonna eat, I don't think. I quietly looked at the food in front of me, unable to bring myself to try it. Not only did I have no appetite, but the bigger reason was that there was no assurance that the meal was safe. Yeah, he drugged us last time.
失礼。
You gonna eat my food? I braced myself for something to strike me. He simply took a scoop of my meal with his spoon and carried it into his mouth. Then drug my food again.
ほら、大丈夫でしょ？
Cause he's
君
never...
の食事に毒など仕込んでいませんから、安心して食べてください。
He's never hit us. He's just obsessed with us. I felt a bead of cold sweat roll down my back at the fact that he knew I suspected him. Well, he drugged our milk or whatever. But it seemed he had no intention of reprimanding me for my suspicions. He made an effort to show that the food was safe. If I refused now, there was no telling what he would do next. Alright then. I slowly began to eat my breakfast. I chewed on the food much more slowly than usual, washing it down with some black tea. I could hardly taste a thing. Yeah, someone's having a good time. He suddenly smiled happily instead of getting angry over how glum I looked while eating. Is there a problem?
食事を懸命に頬張る姿が小動物のよう
See,
で
this
愛ら
dude's
しいな
obsessed with
と。
us. We're like a pet right now.
ああ、ほら、口元にソースがついていますよ。
He reached out the same hand that he used to gouge out Reliver's hearts to my lips. Fear forced my body to jerk back. Seeing my reaction, Lucas stared at me in surprise. My heart nearly stopped with fear. I can wipe it off myself.
そうですね。さすがに子供扱いが過ぎましたか。
No, it's because I saw you murder
申し
someone.
訳ありません。
Kinda kills the mood, man. Fearing that his surprise would transition to rage, I hurriedly told him the reason. Lucas closed his eyes for a moment and...
そうだ。今日は完全なお休みにして散歩にでも行きましょう。
Okay. I can go outside?
ええ。国から下されたおとりの任務はまだ解けていませんから。
Well, I mean, it
むしろ
worked.
可能な限り
Fell right into
い
his
つも通
lair
りの日常
immediately.
を過ごす必要があります。どこか希望する場所はありますか？
I don't know, maybe to the cops. I want to go to Adolf and have him save me. Or Eve. I understood that he meant I could go and see anyone, but needed to hide my captivity. Yeah. Go to Adolf, he knows there's something up with Lucas. He doesn't trust him too much. Still, most people held captive aren't given the option to go anywhere they want. Well, it's because he knows that he can get you back anytime he wants. That's the real reason. Wasn't he thinking that there was still a possibility that I might try to get help? Not like he could do anything before anyway. But if he really wasn't thinking about that, I might be able to use that to my advantage. No, girl. Eve? You have to smack into him with a car, and Eve and Adolf barely were able to take him down. Or at least someone else who was in that outfit. I think it's a clone of him, but... The longer, so he knows that no one would be able to take him, so that's why he could get her back whenever he wanted. The longer, and he would just kill them. The longer I took, the more lives might be lost to the person in front of me. See, I wanted to see Adolf, so we're gonna go see Adolf. Mother wouldn't be able to do jack diddly squat for me. I assumed Adolf must be worried that we hadn't responded to his call last night. That was the reason I gave Lucas before we went out to see him. You wouldn't be able to take Lucas anyway.
セレス、無事だ
Hi!
ったが、昨夜通信が途絶えたから、お前の身に何か起きたのかと。
I'm safe in a manner of speaking. We head to the corpse base, where Adolf rushed forward as soon as he saw us. He probably hadn't slept all night. There were visible dark circles under his eyes. Why didn't he come to Lucas's house then? I'm sorry for worrying you, Adolf. Sorry, my bad. I guess I was too exhausted from staying alert for so long I ended up falling asleep during the transmission.
私もです。護衛を任された身だというのに。
He knows there's something up with Lucas.
いや、二人
Well,
が
at
無
least he
事なら
used
それ
to,
でいい。
but like...
それで、通信機に記録された内容は聞いたな。現状襲われているのはリライバーだけだが、目撃者であるお前はどうなるかわからねえ。引き続き警戒だけはしとけよ。
Understood. So, Burrow appeared again last night, right? Asked without glancing at Lucas.
ああ、今回はクーネのリライバーがやられた。夜景自体は万全の体制を敷いてたつもりだったんだが、
Yeah.
この失態、先代が生きてたら、一体どんな罰を
Well,
受
it's a
ける
good
か。
thing he's not. But Lucas killed them. He spoke words that related to the person next to me, which triggered me to react. Previous leader? Do you mean Lucas's father? Adolf responded with a grunt as his face went pale, not from fatigue, but from the memory of his previous training. Was he that scary?
あの能天気なイブが怯える時点で察しろ。
He doesn't sound like a great person. Oh.
まったくあの人は、よそ様のお子さんにどれだけ厳しい訓練を施したのか。
Well, they died without becoming relievers again, so... I really do think Lucas killed them.
私の身内がご迷惑をおかけしてすみません、アドルフ君。
弟子入りを決めたのは俺たちの意思だ。あんたが謝る理由はない。だが、どうしてそこまで自警団の維持にこだわったんだろうな。
Because the royal soldiers suck at their job?
いや、そもそも
なんで優遇が約束された近衛兵の位を辞したんだ？
His royal guard sucked, obviously. Like,
それは私にもわかりません。
yeah, we ran away at the age of 10 or something.
尋ねたこともあるのですが、父はいつか教える
I'm
とはぐらかすばかりで、
This dude has so many mysteries wrapped around him. I'm very
Tada.
interested. But
修行時は口癖のようにクーネの治安と人々を守れるようになれと私へ繰り返し言い聞かせていました。
that's
ですが、
nice.
あれは間違ってもイブ君や君が抱くような美しい正義感などではなく、
My dad was a douchebag.
使命感、いえ、執着めいたものだったと思います。
At least it's hey, runs in the family obsession.
心当たりがあるのでは？
多少はな。
His father was so focused on protecting Kulin, and now his son was destroying it. I could only imagine what his parents would say if they were still alive. He probably killed them. Yeah. Lucas contacted Eve last night to apologize for terminating the transmission prematurely. His sister's poor health made it impossible to visit the institute, and he couldn't back himself up while leaving her behind. He slightly mixed lies with the truth to make a believable excuse.
では、リライバー化およびバックアップについては一時保留とい
You're
う
not
ことで。
gonna... You sneaky.
ああ、ブローのターゲットがリライバーであることが分かった以上、クローン体を作るのは逆に危険だ。だがバックアップを取れない以上、殺されたらそこで終わりで後がない。
I'll be...
先生、
Make
セ
sure
レス
you...
をどうか頼む。
Make sure you don't die in your sleep and leave me locked in the birdcage. To die alone, slowly.
お任せを。命に変えても守ってみせます。では、セレス君。彼の仕事を邪魔するのも忍びないですし、そろそろ行きましょうか。
Okay. I mean, I'm just afraid she's gonna die in the cage because he died in his sleep. And no one's gonna let her out. Yeah, I'm afraid that he'll kill Adolphe in the church if I say something, so... Adolphe gave her former teacher all his trust and was about to send us off. I'm just gonna not say anything. I'm sure Adolphe would know any sign I gave him, but... I don't think I should try it now, especially with Lucas around. Worst case scenario, seeking assistance might only endanger Adolphe and the others. Exactly my thought. He couldn't even take Virche before with Eve, so and that was with Lucas not even trying to kill them. I suppressed the urge to ask for help and left the premises alongside my teacher. This has so many... You gotta be careful with yanderes, man. He already locked me away, so I already feel like I'm on the bad route. I quietly sighed on the way back. But then again, I might have to be locked away. I'm not sure. The person next to me was a normal criminal. All I needed to do was call out for help. But the person next to me was a mass murderer with superhuman qualities that not even the soldiers could stand against. Exactly. So the idea of sharing the truth about him without a plan was frightening. We headed to the marsh to purchase the newspaper for today, which was filled with articles about what Virche had done. But he only has a year left, so he might not... kill all of the relievers. So, before he dies. Just last night, the person next to me actually went out and committed his so-called purification. Obviously, the Corps and the Royal Guard had strengthened their units to defend against the horrible murders. Which would explain why the Marche was a lot busier now while the sun was still up.
セレス君、
Yes?
歩き疲れてはいませんか？必要ならすぐそこのベンチで休憩を取れますが。
Yeah, probably because I'm gonna be just locked in the birdcage when we get home anyway. No, I'm fine. His smile really was beautiful and gentle. I doubt that anyone walking past us would ever expect him to be the very killer that terrorized them. And that's what makes a good serial killer. is that no one suspects that it's them. I couldn't blame anyone for not suspecting him either, since I didn't doubt him once until I saw him at the crime scene. Thinking about it again, he was able to carry all those ingredients back there by himself. Those fake burros didn't exist, someone might have casted doubt on him for matching the description of burro. Yeah, why did he have his hood down? He had the strength to swing that huge halberd. He learned the art of battle from his father. Adolf knew how strong he was, so maybe he might have suspected him. But Adolf didn't doubt him at all, likely because he was at the scenes with us. He trusted Lucas as a teacher. And he was at the scenes with us with Barreau fighting. With the halberd. So I think it's gotta be a clone of Lucas. They've gotta be cloning him. Or they're taking his superhuman strength from his DNA and putting it in people. We passed through the bustling town and finally returned to his house. Dinner tonight was a pre-made meal that Lucas purchased on our way back. Probably for the best. He doesn't seem like the best cook. Eve's was probably the worst cook, though. Without much to discuss, we finished eating. I quickly went to get changed when... What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah! What do you do? He suddenly lifted me up and set me down onto the bed. Oh, you better not. You better not, man. Instead of the cage, what restricted my freedom now were thick shackles attached to the bedpost. I mean, at least you get to sleep on a mattress. I was frozen with fear. Please don't. What the? Why are you?
毎日鉄格子の中では体が凝ってしまうと思い至りまして、
Just let me sleep
一
here.
日おきにベッドで寝ていただこうかと。
Okay. I mean, thanks. He gently rubbed my bound wrist.
本当ならこの手枷も外して差し上げたいのですが、教祖様の命令がある以上、どうしても拘束だ
I'm
けは
gonna
解けな
die.
くて。
He's gonna die in his sleep. I'm gonna be shackled or trapped in the birdcage. At least if we're shackled, we could probably get out. I understand what you're saying, but which emotion is that kindness coming from?
寂しさでしょうか。
Loneliness?
正体を明かしてから君は
Oh, well,
私に
you
一度
kind of
も
scared me, dude. You chased
微笑ま
us.
なくなってしまったでしょ。
If you hadn't chased us down, we wouldn't have been so afraid of you. Well, I mean, I still would have been terrified, but, you know.
ならば夢うつつでも構わないので私に笑顔を見せてくれないかと。
What you gotta do is you earn your captor's trust. And then, eventually, you can get away. He's only gonna keep her captive for less than a year. I mean, it's thankfully, but still bad.
ついそんな浅ましいことを。
So just, he's already obsessed with her, so if she just like pretend to be into him, even though she was, he'd probably let her wander around and stuff because he would trust her. After a little bit, of course. He mumbled to me within a distance that our breaths could touch each other. It was an unexpected response. I felt almost like I was in front of a child I just scolded. This is confusing. Lucas was kind and gentle, seeking to lead his students on the right path of life. Lucas was Barreau, who didn't see life in relivers and killed them mercilessly. Lucas Prost looked down on himself simply over making his younger sister pout. Which one of him is his true self? Both? It's both. See, is the expression he's showing now an act 2? If so, then why? Questions kept coming to mind, but first... Lucas, do you really understand why I haven't smiled in front of you since then? It's because, like you, I'm lonely and because I love you. I don't know. I don't know if we should have said that. You saved me countless times through your kindness and words. I was happy when you praised me for doing my best at whatever I did. When I found out, along with your identity, that everything was faked, you can't imagine how sad I felt. So much that my sorrow overwrote my rage. Please tell me, Lucas, what went through your mind as you were deceiving me? It was no use. I was only trying to see what he was thinking. The emotion I tried to kill was rising inside and bringing tears to my eyes. I trusted you. I loved you. I tried my best to move a shackled arm to cover my pathetic expression.
どうか落ち着いてください。手枷をはめたままでは顔を傷つけてしまう。
Don't touch me. I didn't have much freedom, but struggling somehow made my elbow hit something. Oh. Oh, girl, that's not good. My elbow struck Lucas on the temple. Before I could say anything, it was too late. I couldn't have injured him at all, but I quickly braced myself to defend from his incoming reaction. Girl, just go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. His transparent eyes. Oh, girl, please don't be the suddenly melted with heat. Oh, don't hurt me. Oh! Oh, hello. He quickly pushed me down as the bed creaked. Lucas here just full of surprises. I finally realized that he was kissing me when I saw his eyes in front of my face. What? Why? This is so sudden. He likes the aggression, I guess. Woo! I knew. I tried to fight him off, girl. You're just making him more excited. Don't. Well, there's no way I could overcome his strength. Yeah, he's superhuman, man. For a moment, my voice was blocked by his cold lips. His long hair slowly slid down his face as his feelings were finally released.
嬉しい。
Okay, okay, I'm into it.
私も君のことがずっと前から愛おしくて。
All he heard was that she loves him, and then nothing else computed after that. What? As I breathed to regain my calm, he confessed his love to me.
不安にさせてしまっ
Girl,
た
you
の
should have
な
known he was obsessed. He's been calling you his
ごめ
angel.
んなさい。
His sister told you he was in love with you for years.
ですが私は君に
Oh,
偽りの頑張りましたを送ったつもりは一度として
this is not an awe
あ
moment,
りま
but
せん。
I'm into it. The Andres, you gotta just go with the crazy,
君
man.
が好きだから
It's not a healthy relationship, but it's not real, so who cares? I'm gonna enjoy the toxicity.
君を
Aww.
愛おしいと思っているから騙すためではなくその心を守り力になるために
Damn, I've missed the Andres,
あの
man.
言葉を紡ぎ続けてきたんですよ。
The aggression, but he's like a soft one. Like, he's not... Like, love. If I didn't know his identity, I would have gladly accepted his love with joy. But now... Could this have anything to do with the word angel you mentioned when you captured me? Nadia told me that you referred to me as an angel in her diary.
比喩などではありません。
Angel of death.
君は正真正銘私の天使なのですから。
And not... I was totally joking when I thought he was going to be
覚え
Andre.
ているでしょう。7年前、とある施設を焼き尽くした
How are you connected
大
to
火
that?
災。誰もが生存者などいるはずがないと救出を諦めていた中、君は無傷で生還してみせた。
Yeah, but Eve? Well, I mean, he got crispy on the face, but... in other places. But Eve survived too, didn't he? He was there.
ま
Jeez.
さに奇跡の体現。
But
彼女もまた神に祝福された天使に違いない。
oh, you're crazy. I love it.
一目見た瞬間、私は君に心を奪われ、何があっても守ると誓ったのですよ。
I wasn't happy with his blind love. It would have been better if he had simply scoffed at me for my feelings. I gritted my teeth and took a deep breath. I wanted to dry my tears, but I couldn't bring my hands down to do so.
本来ならば、この思いは死ぬまで胸に留めておくつもりでした。
So, okay. So he's a fanatic through and through. Okay. Well, I mean,
で
obviously.
すが困ったことに
What? The murderer in front of me spoke.
顔を上げるようになった君は私の想像とは全く異なり、ただ崇められるだけの存在ではなく、面倒見がよく意外とおてんばで、何よりも誰もが憐れむナディアを
Oh, okay. So he
一度
actually.
としてかわいそうと言わず、
So he
そ
started
れ
to
どころか
fall in love with the
素敵と言って
actual
く
her
れた。
then. Okay.
弱くも強い女性だった。
His despair and disappointment slowly changed into love, confusing even him. He looked at me with an expression that seemed to question what he was saying.
そんな君を見つめていたら、だんだんと
His
殺すべき
obsession.
この感情が溢れて止まらなくなってしまって、君に浄化を目撃されたのを理由に、この手の中に収められないかと
You know, this would be a lot sweeter if I wasn't handcuffed to the bed and
思い
being
至っ
held
た。
captive. Still love it, though. This is so good. He forced another kiss on me. Dude!
愛しています、セレス君。どうか私と結婚してください。
Just go with it. He's gonna die soon anyway. And you're not getting out of this no matter what.
命果てるまで寄り添う伴侶を選ぶのなら、私は君がいい。
Just go with it, girl. Keep yourself alive for 6 months and then he'll die and then you can escape. It's not like you're gonna be stuck with him forever. Why? Why did I fall in love with such an innocent and cruel person like him? Yeah, he's kind of twisted. I really enjoy him. Even worse was, somewhere deep down, I was looking for a reason. A good reason as to why he loved me. Aww. Would be sweeter if I wasn't being held captive and had to stay in a birdcage. Oh, I still love it though. Our lips came together over and over again. I guess she just kind of gave up. Lucas fell asleep ahead of me, and before long... Thanks for coughing blood onto me. Thank you. It was a cough that counted down the time he had left. I understood that the person in front of me was ruthless. At the same time, I feared that the flame of his life would go out. Lucas, you gotta be really confused. I couldn't even reach out to him. Are you telling me that I have to do my best again to bear this sorrow? I couldn't say that I wanted to believe him. He was a murderer, simple as that. A ruthless sinner that had taken the lives of many relivers. Still, I couldn't ignore my desire to believe him. Suddenly, it looked like his eyelids twitched. His pained expression made me wonder what was happening. Aww.
私を許さない。
So he knows he's doing something bad, but he wants to save his sister, so...
あなたたちが
Yeah, if they're all not demons, then he's not killing people in his mind. So he's
私は
no.
両親を失った。正真正銘の化け物だ。
So he has to live in this delusion that they're not really human in order to justify the fact that he's killing them to save his sister, and he's been doing this since he was a child, so... I understand, but at the same time, it's still not okay, but I get this mindset, because people do it in real life, too. Aww.
殺してごめん。
No, see, he knows he's doing bad things. Don't make me cry for you! Aww. A single tear rolled down his cheek.
私を
I was gonna
許さない。
say, how are they gonna make him redeemable? But they're trying to make me cry. His voice was weak, but revealed a part of his mind he must not be aware of. His true self deep down. Because he's got to disassociate in order to do this crap. Save his sister. What was he saying? It's like... I don't want to say it's like soldiers, but they go to war and they kill people and they get PTSD because they have to justify the killing of people because they don't want to do it. What was he saying? Was it sorry? Anyway, I'm talking to myself because I'm really trying not to cry because I kind of feel bad. I feel bad for him. Okay, I messed up. Was he dreaming about killing the demon relivers like he does in real life? Something wasn't right. He's sorry for killing them because he knows it's wrong. I thought Lucas didn't see relivers as living beings. Once I sensed something was wrong, my mind was flooded with all sorts of doubts. Or he's pretending so that they would continue to help his sister. Just because Nadia's condition was able to improve again and again. Was that the sole reason that he believed an unknown existence like God wanted him to become a murderer? Knowing how much he loved his sister, he must have researched what kind of cult he was asking for help and what they actually did to cure their patients. What's even stranger is that he doesn't seem to question it at all. Wonder why that is. Both sides were the same Lucas. But his natural personality and his inner madness were too contradictory. Could it be there's another Lucas Prost I didn't know about? I think that sweet innocent one is the actual him. Deep down. Ugh, Lucas, don't make me feel so bad for you, dude. Alright, let's see your inner workings, man. Oh, the tormented soul inside. A young boy was crouched in a sea of red. I thought he was going to say something. What's the matter? Unable to turn a blind eye, I reached out to the young boy, only to be greeted by silence. No, my voice melted into the dark before reaching the young boy. Spread across the alley were gruesome corpses with their chests slashed and their hearts gouged out. Oh. Yeah, they made him into this. That makes me so sad. The young boy somehow suppressed his nausea and dragged himself to one of the bodies. He pulled out a dagger and stabbed it into the gaping hole where the heart once rested. Aww. Our poor traumatized baby. Stop trying to make me cry for him. Unable to bear the feeling of the rending flesh, the young boy put his hand over his mouth and groaned. Ah, I see. How disappointing. Upon a closer look, the corpses spread out before me belonged to what were once demons. I was sure this young boy had purified all the demons. Wonderful demonstration of his faith. I was sure God was pleased. The young boy didn't look happy at all. He simply cowered on the ground with tears flowing from his eyes. Oh.
この罪への裁きはいずれ必ず死神にこの魂を導かれた時にだからどうか私を許さないで
Stop making me cry, Lucas!
あなたたちが
Oh my gosh.
偽物ならば私は両親を失った正真正銘の化け物だ
Oh god. I'm trying not to cry. Don't make me cry! Stop it. I can't. It's just hard to be mad at him. Ugh. The next day, our Pichel, whatever, rejoiced their short time of peace knowing that none were killed in the night. After reporting back to Adolf that things were safe, he headed down a different path to arrive at the hospital where Nadia was undergoing treatment. Memories of those horrible experiments made me dizzy for a moment, but I somehow saved myself and headed to the entrance of the hospital with Lucas holding my hand in place of a shackle. Take that. His eyes wandered about, and I could feel his hand shaking through mine. The reason for his state was last night, the man who confessed his warped sense of love. Yeah, it was an interesting night.
いくら思いが通じたとはいえ、教職の身でありながら熱に浮かされ、教え子になんということを。
He got into it because we elbowed him in the face. He started to go nervous immediately after waking up this morning over what he did. It seemed as if he was intending to confess his love but never thought of kissing me. He kept apologizing to me while on the bed over and over again. He got a little aggressive because he's into being elbowed. He wasn't sure how to respond to his confession either, so here I was now, simply following his lead. But compared to the first day of detainment, I wasn't as scared of each movement or word from him now. Suddenly, the entrance to the hospital opened, revealing a small figure.
あれ、そこにいる
That!
のは
Our cutie! Who still makes me kind of nervous because of how old you are.
やっぱりセレスさんにリュカさんじゃないですか。
You better not kill Dahat, Lucas. I won't forgive you if you kill him.
お久しぶりです。あの時はシアンさんが大変本当申し訳ないくらいお世話になりました。なんだか怖い事件に巻き込まれちゃったみたいですね。
You don't even know, Dahat. You don't even know. Yes, well. I was sure he knew what was going on from Shion. He tried to avoid the subject while showing concern for my well-being.
どうしてあなたがこの病院のこちらの病室に？
He's friends with your sister.
最近この病院でできた友達のお見舞いです。ナディア・プルーストさん。ご存知というか、リュカさんの妹ですよね。
I don't know how he's gonna feel about this. Yeah. Huh? Friend? Wait a minute. So the new friend Nadia told us about was you, Dahat?
大正解です。偶然出会った時に意気投合しちゃって。彼女がリュカさんの妹だと聞いた時は、世間は狭いな
She
ーっ
looks
てびっ
exactly
くり
like
しました。
him. I wouldn't exactly have called it a surprise.
いいなあ。優しいお兄さんに可愛い妹。僕、一人っ子だから憧れちゃいます。
You don't kill him, Lucas. He's your sister's friend. The Hut spoke as he put on the lab coat he had been carrying on his arm. And suddenly, from Lucas's face to his shoes, despite his short height, the Hut inspected him without an expression on his
どう
face.
しました？私に何か言いたいことでも？
あるといえばありますね。ちょうどその件で、
There's currently a giant bird cage there, so I don't think we can do that. To Lucas's house?
もしやナディアに関することですか？
はい。リュカさん、突然です
I
があ
swear
な
if
た
he
は
says he can heal her, it's gonna be...
ナディアを蝕む病が遺伝子疾患と呼ばれるものであることをご存知ですか？
They didn't tell him that?
その様子を見る限りご存知なかったみたいですね。
Oh my gosh,
教
what's this
え
gonna
に
do
来
to
て
his
よかっ
sanity?
た。
遺伝子疾患？
I thought it was some unknown disease.
未知にして不治という点においては間違ってません。僕たちが研究所で話した会話ログをお見せするので、軽く目を通してもらえます？
Oh, With that, Dahat took out a small device that looked similar to a transmitter, then started it up.
所長、副社長、遺伝子疾患とは何ですか？自分は初めて耳にしたのですが。
ああ、皆さんには
Am I gonna hear the whole
あまり馴染みがないかもしれませんね。これもいい機会ですし、簡単にお勉強会しましょうか。
Science! We watched as they discussed a diagram on the blueprint of life that constructed humans and defects that might occur.
つまりナディアは 筋肉が極端に脆い
Lucas
遺
has got
伝子
that
で生
look
ま
on
れて
his
しまっ
face.
たわけで
I
す
don't
ね。
know how this is.
余計なお世話かなとは思ったんですが、ご家族の耳には入れておいた方がいいかなって。遺伝でリュカさんも同じ病気を発症していないかも心配だったので。
But if it's genetic, then wouldn't his parents have had it? Or something? Or their grandparents? Someone would have
な
had
る
it.
ほど。遺伝子そのものが病にかかっているのなら、
What is he gonna do to
い
this
くら検査しても
this cult?
根本的な原因が見つからない
They've
わ
been
けです
but
ね。
they've been making her feel better, but what are they doing? Who would have thought we'd learn the reason behind it in this way?
なんかごめんなさい。
I
肝
like
心
you,
の治
but you
療方
also
法
kind
は
of creep me
何
out,
も
man.
判明してないし、やっぱり余計なお世話でした。
They don't want him to have romantic feelings for Nadia because that would just creep me.
いえ、病名がはっきりしただけでも良好ですよ。
So how are we gonna take this, Lucas?
折を見てナディアにも伝えておきましょう。情報提供心から感謝いたします。
いえいえ、大事なお友達のためにしたことですから。ブローの件もありますし、万が一にもこの病院を巻き込まないよう、僕はしばらくお見舞いを控えておこうかと思います。
That's nice of you. See, I'm confused with the Reliver thing. Because he, not all of them are heartless D-bags, so I'm kind of confused. Thought finished by asking us to say hello to Nadia before skipping off.
よりにもよって悪魔を生み出す拠点の者が
He's trying to heal her, dude.
ナディアの友人だとは。いえ、しかしだからといってあの子の交流関係を私が制限するのも。
Do you hate Hugo then? I thought he was fine with Hugo. So you don't like the people who work at the Institute after all? You feel the same about Shion too?
悪魔を生み出した
I'm
元
just
凶
like, that's... Shion's not
この世
exactly
で
the
最
easiest
も忌
likable
まわしい
person.
存在です。
Or the easiest person to like.
せっかく接触する機会を得たというのに、なぜ我らが神は奴らを浄化する
Wait,
啓
do they
示を
tell him
示し
who
て
to
くださらないのか。
Is that what they do? They tell him who to kill? I never knew he thought that way ever since we befriended Shion. What was in his eyes back then when we lived together under the same roof? Just a thought sent a chill down my spine.
病の正体が分かったのなら
Probably wouldn't have done anything.
神の御業
Shion
と
probably
合
has
わせて
backups upon backups upon
感知が可能
backups.
かもしれない。不本意ではありますが、浄化の啓示が降りるよりも
Don't
先
you
に
touch the hut, man.
彼に恩を
Don't you touch him.
返さなければなりませんね。
Don't you touch that old 15-year-old. He had in his hands a small ray of hope. He didn't send Daha off with cold eyes as I thought he would. He was probably too shocked about the diagnosis of his sister. Seeing that there wasn't much worry about now, Lucas and I went inside to visit Nadia, who seemed to be in good health.
まさか二人がダハト君と知り合いだなんて。私から紹介したかったのに。
I'm confused as to how they make her well. Are they making her drink the blood of the Relivers?
ダハト君はクッキーを焼くのが得意なんですって。セレスとどっちが料理上手なのかしら。
Probably Da Hut, because he's been around for 60 years.
それはもちろん
Thanks,
私の教え
Lucas.
子の方が長けているに決まっているではありません
Now,
か。
if you could just get rid of the birdcage, that'd be great.
兄様ってばひいきしちゃって。本当は私が食べ比べできればいいんだけど、私病人食以外食べれないのよね。
That's too bad.
セレスはダハト君の手作りお菓子食べたことあるの？
Yes, I have. They're good.
セレス？
Sorry, I was daydreaming for a second. What were you saying about the Hut's baking? Noticing that something was wrong, Nadia stared intently at me. But that worry was only directed to me. The moment she started talking to me, Lucas looked down and fiddled with his hands, clasping and releasing them repeatedly, because he knows. He knows that he's the problem. His actions were more than enough to catch Nadia's attention.
ねえ、二人とも何か。
You got, yandere-ish.
空気が随分と乾燥していますし、気分転換に紅茶でも入れましょうか。
He must have felt sure that I wouldn't do anything rash with Nadia around. Well, what would she be able to do anyway? Lucas quickly left the room without waiting for a response, as though he couldn't handle the mood inside the room anymore.
あんな兄様、初めて見た。
Because he screwed up? That's
セレ
why
ス、兄様との間に何かあったのよね。
he handcuffed me to a bed and proceeded to make out with me. It was very, spur of the moment awkward. I didn't think saying no would work since she was already assuming I would admit it. But did that mean I could actually tell her what was happening? After thinking about it for a moment, well, a lot of things have happened in the past few days. Had the opportunity to learn more about Lucas, things I didn't know about before. I guess I'm a bit confused because he seemed like a completely different person. He also said something I didn't expect, so I'm really confused. I'm not really sure which side of Lucas I should be looking at now. I tried to keep my best to keep my response vague so as not to reveal Lucas's identity.
思いがけない言葉。それってもしかして愛の告白だったりする？
Yes, let's jump on that and say yes. I think so?
そう。その顔を見る限り、私が夢見たような告白ではないみたいね。
Some people would have loved it. I found it a little awkward, but I was into it a little bit, I guess. Nadia herself had wanted me to be in a romantic relationship with Lucas, but despite hearing what happened, she didn't seem overjoyed.
手をつないで病室に来てくれた時は、とうとう兄様が素直になったんだ。
He was, and then he kind of took it back, so...
実際は違うのね。だって二人とも全然嬉しそうじゃないもの。むしろ他人同士に戻ったみたい。
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel anxious.
いいのよ。
Leave
本
it-
音を言うと、私も兄様が何を考えてるのかわからなくなる時があるもの。でも、あなたが知った兄様の新しい秘密、一つだけなら予想できるわ。兄様と私がエクソシスト教団の信徒でリライバーにならないことを知
Yeah,
ってし
sure.
まったんでしょ。
Yes, that. We'll go with that. Yes, I was surprised when I found out. And it was painful to think about how I won't be able to see you two again after you die.
私も
Yeah, I'd probably put a
せっ
damper
か
on
く
any
お友達
relationship
になれ
too.
たのに寂しいわ。でも二人で話し合って決めたことだから。
It would probably be upset too. He likes her.
兄様を
As a
先に
friend.
失う未来を
For now,
想像するのは
Only.
すごく怖いけれど、この病院に助けてもらえなければ私の方が先に死んで兄様を悲しませていただろうから。
She's so freaking adorable.
これ以上の
I'm
贅
scared
沢
what they're
は
actually doing to
望ま
her.
ないわ。
I bet when they draw blood, they're actually cloning her and she dies every time she gets worse, but they just keep reviving her. I really hope that's not true, but I'm getting suspicious.
それに私こんな体だから帰還しなくても
I
す
think
ぐ
they're
に
making
兄
clones of
様の
Lucas and he just
後を
doesn't
追える
know.
と思うのよ。
Maybe they make clones of Lucas and they cut their tongues out so they can't talk so he doesn't know that they're him. I think Lucas will be very mad if he hears that. Or they change what they look like because that one kid brought that up. They said it's illegal, but they don't
あ
seem to
なた
care.
もちょっと怒ってるわよね。
I am going all crazy with conspiracies. I don't know how it's going. How this is going. Of course I am. She could have died first. Nadia, when you first came here, do you remember what Lucas was like back then?
覚えてないわ。
She was really little. She was like 3, probably. Alright, I mean, it was around 8 years ago, so I guess you wouldn't remember that.
違うわ。何も覚えていないのは 私が小さかったからじゃなくて、この病院に運ばれてから数ヶ月以上ずっと眠っていたから。
What?
だから入院を始めた頃のことはそもそも見ていないの。
Huh? Few months. If I recalled correctly, Lucas mentioned that he brought Nadia here and she recovered after he killed or alive her. Nadia, are you sure you're not mistaken, are you?
本当よ。目を覚ましたら季節が丸ごと変わっていたからび
They
っ
are
くりした
cloning
わ。
them. She's a clone. They just didn't put the tattoo on her. Because only the Institute puts tattoos on the clones. Nadia spoke confidently. Wait, what is going on? This feeling, my premonition was so ominous that it felt like something disgusting had risen in my throat. My vision suddenly inversed. A shock ran through my body the moment I heard the shatter of porcelain. He had mounted himself on me with a hand wrapped around my neck. Is he attacking? Why is he attacking? I couldn't speak. The superhuman strength was slowly pressing down on my throat when... Why is he doing this in front of Nadia? What is he doing? What, But her voice didn't reach him. He was breathing heavily and his eyes were devoid of any sanity. I struggled to try and break free, but the more I moved, the stronger his grip was around my neck. What is going on? Why is he attacking us? We didn't do anything. My mouth opened in pain, feeling that he would snap my neck before I suffocated. Even then, he still looked at me with the crazed eyes he showed that night. What did I do? What did we do?
やめて。兄様がそれ以上力を込めたらセレスが死んじゃう。こんな動いてよ。
I'd be so shocked if my brother...
だから落ちることもできないの。
Yeah, maybe don't traumatize your poor sister? Nadia's yelling must have been loud enough.
まったく騒がしい。
Get him off me! Just before my consciousness faded, Capchin and his staff came dashing into the room. His staff was confused by the situation, but Capchin himself was calm as he gave his orders. Several of his men forced Lucas to move off my body. Then the doctor crouched down in his to his eye level. Capchin snapped his fingers in front of Lucas. What was that? Are they brainwashing him? What was that? His body trembled and jerked. Then the light returned to his once hollow eyes. Couldn't even sit up as I swallowed gulps of air so quickly that I coughed again and again. But my teacher was, for some reason, confused as to why he was knelt down on the floor.
兄様。
ナディア、そんなに震えて
You tried to kill
どう
us!
しました？それにセレス君もそんな場所に
What set him
座
off?
り込んで。
And now she knows more than she was supposed to.
それを聞きたいのは私の方。兄様、どうして急に彼女を殺そうとしたの？
Lucas, don't tell me you don't remember anything? His confused expression was all the answer I needed. I was more astonished than afraid. My voice wasn't shaking despite almost being killed. Furthermore, I'd already been prepared to die on some level after discovering that he was Barreau. Still, witnessing her one and only brother try to kill a girl from in front of her presented a different image in her mind.
今日二人の様子が違ったことに何か
Oh,
関係があるのかしら。
I don't think I'd want to see my brother again. That would terrify me.
喧嘩でもしちゃったの？でもどんな理由があったとしても女性に暴力は
I think I would be crying, honestly. I'd be so traumatized.
特に兄様は力が人一倍強いんだから。
ナディア、まずは状況を説明してください。私があなたの目の前で
Capcini got some explaining to do,
彼
man.
女を殺そうとした。ありえない。第一、私はカプシーヌ先生と共に
Did he set him
厨房
off?
で紅茶を入れていたはず。
He set him off, didn't he? As of seeking help, he looked up to Capcine, but he was silent without a sign of emotion. But Nadia probably misinterpreted their exchange as if they were trying to change the subject.
兄様、私は喧嘩の相談もできないぐらい頼りない妹なの。
What are they doing to poor Lucas? Nadia's arm shook as she grabbed hold of her bed sheets with frustration. She continued in a shaking
こ
voice.
んな、ろくに病院から出たこともない、いつ死ぬかもわからない妹に相談できることなんて何もないわよね。さっきだって彼女を助けるどころか自力でベッドから降りることすらできなかったもの。
What is going on? Nadia, you're not...
でも私だって兄様の心の支えにぐらいなりたいって。いつでもお話を聞けるよ。痛い治療も苦いお薬もたくさん我慢してきたのよ。
Once again, after seeing that, I don't think I would want to see him again.
でも兄様はいつもニコニコ笑うだけで口一つすらこぼしてくれない。たった一人の家族なのに。
誤解です。
Oh
ナ
my
ディア
gosh, this poor girl. You made her cry, Lucas. I'm
あ
mad
なたが
at you.
幸せになってくれればそれで。
He reluctantly extended his hand to Nadia as tears continued to flow from her eyes. Before he could wipe away her tears, yeah, she's gonna... Nadia suddenly grabbed her chest, crying out in pain.
ナディアナディアナディアしっかり。
I need to know what they're doing to these two, because it's not... they're not helping them. He called her name with all his might, but she only responded with heavy panting. Her already pale face was slowly turned blue, and her eyes widened to their limit.
どうきたまえ。
Is she gonna die? What is going on? Capcine quickly shoved Lucas out of the way and quickly assessed Nadia's
緊急
condition.
処置を行う。まずは安定剤の用意を。
Is she a clone, and because it's a genetic disorder, it doesn't matter how many times I clone her, she won't actually get fully healed? See Capcine give orders to his staff, Lucas and I finally snapped out of our stupor.
どういうことですか、教祖様。先日浄化を行ったばかりだというのに、間を置かずに発作を起こすなんて。
Because you were trying to kill me in front of her and she...
以前までは一度浄化するごとに最低でも数週間は保っていたはず。
なら、君の祈りと信仰が足りなかったのではな
How
いかな。
freaking dare you, douchebag?
治療の邪魔だ。病室。あ、いや。この病院から速やかに出て行ってくれたまえ。
They're totally cloning her. Lucas froze at his scathing tone. The friendly relationship I witnessed at their hidden facility had disappeared. Just as I was about to come to the conclusion that this was their actual relationship.
教祖様。
Capcine's sudden change of behavior had Lucas utterly confused. Please wait. Leaving the room is fine, but there's no reason for us to leave the hospital. We won't get in the way of treatment, so...
病室で堂々と人を殺そうとした。殺人鬼を受け入れてやれるほど。
Oh, they're not gonna let him see your
私も
sister
懐は
anymore.
広くないのでね。
But... he didn't have any memory of what he did. That just doesn't make it better.
理性を失った化け物ならばなおさら危険だな。
Ooh. Monster? How dare you say that after just abusing him?
おお、怖い。不満があるのなら、いつでも彼女と一緒に出て行ってくれて構わないが。
Huh?
おや、何も聞いていなかったのか？ナディア君はね、リュカ君が私が下す使命を果たすことを条件に、この病院へ入院させてあげているんだ。
Okay, so they're using him for their own selfish goals, and they're just... okay. Which meant it was no different from holding her hostage. Unbelievable. It's your job as a doctor to save patients seeking help.
医者の献身や善意を無償だと勘違いする愚かな輩の多いこと。
But
我が病院は特殊な運営形態ゆえに入院費や治療費は膨大だ。一回の教師がどれだけ働いたところで支払いきれるわけがない。
I liked you.
足りない分を補う機会を与えるだけ。慈悲深いとは思わないかね。ほらリュカ君、こんなところで突っ立っていないで。君には他にやるべきことがあるだろう。
After shrugging, Capcine tossed a notebook to the stunned Lucas.
これ
新たに神が示した浄化が必要な悪魔たちのリストだ。ここにいる全員を
So they're just upping the amount of people he has to kill. That's
それを果たすまでこの子との面会は禁止とする。
what bullcrap.
面会の不許可。そんなこと今まで一度も。
They changed the rules and there's nothing you can do about it. He quickly picked up the notebook with the list of names. I hurried to his side to see the names on the list. Dahat's probably on it. What the? There are at least 100 names here. Despite the situation we were in, the number of victims for Barreau to claim was unusually high. Why would there be an increase like this? Lucas must be thinking the same thing as he reluctantly tried to ask a question when suddenly... He's not gonna be able to do it. Blood flowed out instead of words. The spotless hospital floor is painted red. Lucas! So they're probably giving him so many names so that he'll never come back for his sister. Because he's gonna die. The blood must be clogging his throat as his body convulsed with each cough of blood. Isn't this... It wasn't a disease. It was a rite of suffering that all adults in this country must face one day, reaching the end of their lifespan. Lucas's face drained of color as he realized that the curse had come at the worst possible time. Even in this situation, Capcine chuckled quietly without offering any help.
ああ、ちょうどいいじゃないか。死ぬ前に善行を積み重ねておけば、きっと神は君の死後もナディアに
Oh shit, they're
加
gonna
護
let
を
her
もたらして
die.
くれるはずだ。
They're gonna let her die and he won't be able to get the names.
そんな話が。
Yeah, they changed the goalposts, they changed the rules.
ナディアは私が死ぬ時。
Dude, they were gonna dump her as soon as you died. They're probably gonna kill
あな
us
た
too.
も許可を出したはずでは。
Not keeping their promise, man.
汚らわしい。連れて行け。
He probably triggered him so he would have an excuse to get him out. Because they probably have clones of him, they don't need him anymore. In the doorway appeared a number of his followers who forcibly dragged me and Lucas out of the room.
話せナディア。
She's probably died a long time ago. He shouted her name as he winced from the symptoms of his eventual death. They're gonna let her die, I just know it. Nadia responded despite being unconscious, then extended her hand as if seeking help. But...
ナディア君、おとなしくしていなさい。
I don't even know what he's doing to her anymore. Capcine gently wrapped her fingers in and slowly set her arm down on the bed. They're probably letting her die and just cloning her. And with that, Lucas had lost his right to see his younger sister. Well...
ようやく死んでくれるか。まったく、しぶとい男だった。
I need answers, I really do!
ああ、心配いらないよ、ナディア。
They're gonna bring her a new brother, aren't they?
君の稀有な遺伝子は、あのような野蛮な殺人鬼ではなく、私が大事にしてあげるからね。
Are they taking her what are they doing? Are they taking her genetic code and making people super strong with it? Is that what's going on? Dude, you don't need to lock me away, man. Dude, you're not gonna be able to get all of them. My teacher, who had become Barreau, threw me into the iron cage without a word. He lightly struck a part of the floor with his giant halberd to reveal a hidden chamber.
ここで
But if you die, I'm gonna be stuck in the freaking bird cage. Not be able to get out. What are you gonna do? Oh my gosh. He stood prepared to fulfill his mission as Barreau, but... Don't go, Lucas. You need to go to another hospital for treatment. What Capcine said is completely wrong. There has to be something behind the idea of killing relivers that's keeping Nadia alive.
それでも
No.
殺すなければ
You need to let me out of the bird cage in case you die. He saw relivers as demons.
リライバーを
You're gonna get me. I'm gonna be trapped in the bird
なけれ
cage.
ば
I don't want to die in the bird cage. He wanted to kill them, not purify them.
ナディアがまた
What?
何度も殺される
Killed again, huh? His consciousness was like a hazy mist. The pain and sorrow could be seen on his face. Oh, so she is a clone. She's gotta be a clone. He stood up and took a few breaths, then placed his hand on the entrance door.
言って
Like, please don't lock me in here. I'll stay in the apartment. Just don't lock me in here.
どうか
I love his earrings. They're gorgeous.
くださいね
Because the Barrel we always see has always covered, but he's not covered. So she is dead, so she must be a... I need answers. I'm so confused about what's going on. Two men with reliver marks made their way home, unaware that their time was approaching.
そろそろ日が暮れるな。
So they are...
ブローが
Nadia's a
現れる前
reliver,
に
but she doesn't
家
have a
に戻ら
mark,
ないと。
or she's a clone. That
リライバーが
ages?
狙われ
She
てる
must
から
age.
警戒しろって言われてもこの国の大半がリライバーだしな
とっとと捕まえてくれないと毎晩ろくに眠れやし。
As he was about to scratch his head, it's gone. His right arm flew in front of him, covered in blood, before it could even touch his hair. He froze in shock. He tried to scratch his head again, but his brain signals were never reached his hand. He looked down at the base of his arm, from which blood poured profusely. The young man finally realized that he had lost his arm. Oh, shock. The culprit descended in front of them, a cloaked shadow holding a huge halberd. Both expressions changed to despair, noticing that the shadow in front of them matched the description in the newspaper. Yeah, you're both gonna die.
なんで深夜にしか現れないんじゃなかったのかよ
Not when you have hundreds of people that you gotta kill. Just quite a bit of the population now that I'm thinking about it. Ro pulled back his huge halberd as they ran for their life.
神よ
They're never gonna let you see your sister, man. Their torso split from the rest of their bodies. Who's poisoning them? Because they said that some of them were scratching their throats out. Who's doing that? A total of 5 relivers were killed by Barreau that day from the evening hours until midnight. The court and the royal guard that fought him only ended up with casualties. From the next day forward, the casualties started to increase with whether the victims were indoors or outdoors. Arpichel was now ruled by fear throughout the day, not just at night like before. I'm still in the bird cage? Let me out! I need to eat! A week passed. I've been living in captivity in this room under the surveillance of the society members who pretended to be Lucas's workmates. Unable to stay still much longer, I tried different means of escape to get in touch with Adolf and the others, but every effort failed, and I was sometimes even forced back into the cage. There was a royal decree limiting the citizens' freedom of movement, so I couldn't expect anyone to come here to help. But among those who did come... Capcine? Mother? Probably not. Lucas let me out of the birdcage. Lucas visited every other day with his body covered in blood. No matter how much he did for Capcine, he still wasn't allowed to see Nadia. As for today, Lucas returned and immediately fell to the floor from extreme strain and fatigue, splattering blood from his body. The blood spread across the floor must be from those he killed, as well as the blood from his own mouth. Even so. Oh.
ただいま。
Lucas. Welcome back. No matter how bad of a state he was in, he would never forget to greet me when he came home. After squinting his eyes a few times, he somehow dragged himself over to the cage. Lucas? I secretly reached out between the bars and touched him as he fell against the cage. His body was so cold that he was no different from the dead.
教祖様からの
He's not gonna let you see your sister ever again, dude.
連絡は
That's why he gave you such a huge list. I shook my head silently.
そう
They're gonna kill me when you die,
です
dude.
か
They're already breaking their promise about your sister.
ですが
He doesn't care, man. Your
こ
sister's
れほ
dead.
ど浄化を
Your sister's dead.
続けているのですから
I wonder if Capchin's the guy that Shion was talking about.
と今頃
I doubt it. I bet she's dead.
ナディアは無事に回復している
I bet you she's
は
dead.
ず
They haven't been taking care of her. Despite how horribly he was treated, he still believed in Capchin and his god. They're not gonna let you see her, dude. After a few coughs, he weakly closed his eyes. I could at least tend to him if I weren't in here. I tried to bend the bars a number of times, but they didn't budge at all. As I bit my lip with frustration over how useless I felt.
自らを軟禁する殺人鬼の命を案じると
I want out of the
風
cage!
変わりなお嬢さんだ
Hi, Capchin. What you doing? From the door came the one who put Lucas in the situation, who was the source of all this evil. You gonna let me out? Capchin, why are you here?
おやおや随分な嫌われようだ
Dude, I'm locked in a bird cage. Let me out. I'm not gonna be
私と
happy to
そ
see
こにい
anyone.
る殺人鬼犯した罪は大して変わらないというのにこの差は何なのだろうね
Yeah, but at least the murderer down there is trying to do it to save his sister. You're just being a dick. I'll ask you again, why'd you turn your back on Lucas?
突き放したつもりはないさこれも彼に与えられた神からの試練だよ
I bet you he's a real liver too.
だが
Just being
死
a
にかけの
fake
体
hypocrite.
でその試練に挑めというのも酷な話だ私はなけなしの慈悲で苦しむ彼を救いに来たのだよ
Mm-hmm. What's this? Save him. Capchin stepped over the spots of blood on the floor and walked toward Lucas. He took a syringe from his bag and stabbed the unconscious Lucas in the neck before injecting some kind of drug. I could hear his pulse. The next moment... Ah! What'd you do to our baby? His eyes opened wide and his pupils began to quiver vigorously. What did you do to him? He then held his hand over where the syringe left a mark and he went into a seizure.
よし
How is this helping?
このぐらい打てば死ぬまでの間正気を飛ばせるだろう
What? Capchin spoke calmly as he wiped away the liquid left on the needle. Capchin, what did you do to him?
私なりの支援だよ
What?
彼は昔からこの薬がお気に入りでね投与するとたちまち動きが良くなる
What are you doing to him?
そうそう初めて我が病院にナディアが運び込まれた時も
What did you do? What did you do? Is he hallucinating?
お願い頼むもうやめてください殺すあなたの指示通りどんなリライバーが相手でもこの手で殺して
Oh,
み
what
せ
did
る
they do
か
to
ら
our poor boy?
どうかこれ以上はもうナディアを生きたまま殺さないでくれ
They killed her? What?
この薬を無限に投与されながら心停止させては蘇生するナディアを救うために我らの洗脳が完了するまで泣きながらリライバーを殺していたっけか。
No. I was appalled that he could laugh. Oh my gosh, no! This was what made me feel uncomfortable that night. This was the truth behind Faith Gone Mad. There was no such things as miracles. Instead, what brought danger to her life was sheer human malice. Captain inhumanely brainwashed Lucas, using his younger sister's life as a shield and taking him down the path of evil. Just as my brain arrived at the truth, my vision went red with rage. Before I knew it, I was slamming against the iron bars with all my might. My skin peeled and blood was squeezed out. But my wounds were nothing like the pain Lucas and Nadia sustained. Captain, you're the one who caused all this. You made him into a serial killer. It was all his fault. What kind of doctor are you? You don't have the right to call yourself one.
その医者失格な人間がナディアをかろうじて延命させているのを忘れたかい？では私はここで失礼するよ。
How is he keeping her alive?
より一
I
層
think he's
使命に
cloning her.
励むようリュカ君に伝えておいてくれたまえ。かわいいジョシュ君。
Oh, I feel so bad. Lucas slowly woke up right after Cappuccine left. His eyes were dull and unfocused. He struggled to breathe as his shoulders were moving up and down with each breath. Lucas! I don't want to cry. I grabbed his clothes, seeing him in pain, but he didn't stop. Aww.
リライバ悪魔刑事の通り殺さなくては。
Stop! You're already at your limit. Oh, go! Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
大丈夫。
No, you're not.
私はまだ頑張れる。悪魔を浄化し、
I wonder what they're doing to Nadia. Oh my gosh.
ナディアを救って。
I'm really trying not to cry.
会うことを許されたら泣かせてしまったことを謝らなければ。
He coughed out some blood. Ugh.
でもどうすればいいのだろう。
Let me out of the birdcage, please.
今まで兄弟喧嘩など
What?
一度もしたことなかったから。仲直りの方法なんて知らない。誰も教えてくれなかった。教えてくれるはずの父と母も。
よりにもよってお前がこの国の平穏を荒らすか、愚か者め。
Oh, yeah. Oh.
殺してしまった。
I had a feeling. He was still trying to stand up. Even in his madness, he still cared for his younger sister who... Ah! Dang it, game! You're making me cry. Even in his madness, he still cared for his younger sister whom he used to support. Used as support. Ah. It was hard to look at him now. It's hard to talk, holy crap. But at the same time, my love for him grew even stronger. Well, now that you know that he was brainwashed into being a psycho, a serial killer, he doesn't actually want to do it. Just as tears spilled from my eyes. Yeah, you and me both, girl. Oh. Lucas, please help me. Get me out of the birdcage. Oh. Are we hugging him? Yeah, we're hugging him. It's enough. It's enough already. You've already done your best. Ugh. I tried to embrace him through the bars. Sorry. Ah. Well, at least I know the game's really good. It's making me cry. Sorry. I spoke to him the same words that brought joy to my heart when he said them to me. His body shook as I pulled him back toward the bars. You don't need to be strong now. Oh.
ここで頑張るのは間違っていますよ、セレス君。むしろ頑張ったら、私は君が本音を語ってくれるまで叱ります。
I used what he said to me before to try and reach him. If you can't take it anymore, you can say you want help. It's okay to voice your anger. You've saved me in the past by telling me I don't need to be strong all the time. So it's my turn to save you. Please, please. Please don't try to be strong anymore. Sorry. Jeez. I want you to be weaker than you are now. If not, you won't ever let yourself cry. He was in my arms in a daze over what was happening, but the moment my tears began to wet his back... Are we snapping him out of it a little bit? In response, he slowly released his strength. Aw, please get us out of the cage. I feel like I'm gonna die in there. Aw.
一人で頑張るのが
Well, you got us now.
辛い。
Sorry. He spoke in a sorrowful voice. Yes. Oh.
リライバーを本当は殺したく
ない。どれだけ剣をしていようと、人と同じ姿をした命を奪いたいのだ。誰か思うものか。
Yes. He had done what he could to protect his precious treasure, even to the point of insanity. But Capchin's selfish orders tore them apart. Lucas gasped as he took in some air. It's fine.
も
It's fine.
う嫌だ。どうして残りわずかな寿命の中で私はあの子のそばにいれず、君からも
Because I have no intention of keeping her alive
切
in the
り
first
離
place.
されなければならない。
As soon as you die, they're gonna kill Saris and Nadia. He expressed a natural sentiment, one that all humans would understand. But Lucas wasn't allowed to scream his feelings even though his days were numbered.
どうして神は私とあの子にばかり残酷な試練を課すのだ。遺伝子疾患、部の才能、なんだそれは。私たちは何も望んでいない。そんな特別もいらない。たとえ短くとも手をつなぎ同じ速度でただの兄と妹として大切な思い出や感情とともに普通に生きたかっただけなんだ。
I feel the same way. I only wanted to be by your side. And see the two of you live happily. I held him in my arms as he cried. I wanted to affirm all his wishes. If only they hadn't met the previous minister or Capchin, it would have just been a loving brother who was skeptical of relievers. Even if the sins he committed could never be forgiven, still, you can cry all you want. I'll stay by your side until the very end. I'll listen to everything you have to say. And we'll think together about how to make amends with Nadia. I've had my own share of fights with Adolf like siblings do, so I'm pretty experienced in reconciling. Sorry, I'm making horrible noises of crying. His trembling began to subside. He laid his hand gently on my arm that embraced him.
それは実に頼もしいですね。まさか教え子である君に教えを解かれる日が来るとは。そうか。誰かにすがることはこんなにも。
Oh, Oh. My screen is just okay. I was like, why is it so black? I somehow had Lucas break the lock on the cage. Oh good, I'm not gonna die in the bird cage. I then went into storage to retrieve the nutritional drip he had and helped administer it to him. Of course it wouldn't be enough to stop the curse, but Lucas had been doing his purification rituals for days without food or drink, so eating solids now might stress his body. How do you feel?
先ほどよりは断然良いかと。
Maybe we should just kidnap your sister and let you both just live out the rest of your days.
水も多量に飲んだので、打たれた薬も少しだけ薄まったように感じます。
But not completely.
長い間打たれ続け
Wouldn't
て
you
きま
eventually
した
build up
か
an
ら、
immunity to it? That's why some people have to change
そう簡単には消えないでしょう。
medications.
正直なところ、
Well, he
今も
brainwashed you, sweetie, so.
教祖様から植え付けられた歪んだ教えがもうリライバーを殺したくないと思っているはずなのに、彼らの姿を思い出すだけで殺意や嫌悪感が止まらなくなる。
Then, I guess we'll need to make sure you don't see them. What are you planning to do now, Lucas? Don't tell me you're gonna continue to follow Cappuccino's orders. Yeah, he's just gonna freaking lie and crap.
いえ、どう
She's
にか
probably already
警
dead.
備の目を盗み、
Yes, let's do that.
ナディアに会いに行こうかと。態度が一変した教祖様のそばに
Yeah, I can't
あの
believe
子を
that she's
置い
safe
てお
there.
くのもいささか不安なので。
I'm scared that she's actually dead. I really do. I see. I guess we'll need to talk a bit more about what to do. We should prioritize confirming Nadia's safety and find a way to make amends.
できるのでしょうか。
Maybe send a dolphin we could sneak in the night. I'm sure it's possible. I bet Nadia is waiting for you. We can apologize to her together. You could tell her your complaints then, and show her your weak side too. We've both hidden too many things despite being a family.
ええ、
Oh.
君の言う通りです。生徒や妹には散々頼れと言っておきながら、私自身その教えを実行できていなかった。ですが、
Yeah.
どうして君まで
You're my husband now.
謝罪を
I've decided.
それに私たちとは。
Didn't he get it? No, obviously not. Please give him a hug or kiss or something, please. Aw. He doesn't remember that he
愛
has
し
to.
ています。
Well, he kind of.
セレス君、
Yeah.
どうか私と結婚してください。命果てるまで寄り添う伴侶を選ぶのなら、私は君がいい。
The memories from back then returned, though this time I felt no fear. He must have gone mad from the effects of brainwashing over a long period of time. Still, it didn't change the importance of his meaning. Ripping my heart out. That's a strange thing to say. You asked for my hand in marriage. So why don't you see me as part of your family? Well, I mean, I didn't exactly say yes. Despite being covered in blood, Lucas tried to hide his blushing with his hands, but it was too late. Even his ears were flushed red. Oh, sweetie. I'm starting to breathe. I'm crying. I'm all stuffed up. It had been a long time since I stepped outside at night. The first thing that had to be done was to confirm Nadia's condition and apologize. Lucas needed to disregard Cappuccino's order and see Nadia before his life came to an end. Yeah, she would want to see her brother before he died too. We therefore decided to infiltrate the hospital in secret. The guards were patrolling the area, but they didn't mean a thing to Lucas. Yeah, I mean, he's freaking Despero. Yeah, he carried me in his arms and we jumped across the roofs of the buildings in Koen, landing in a secluded part of the garden. We slowly moved near the window to the hallway. He broke through part of the glass with his dagger to unlock the window from inside. Breaking and entering, is that something a good boy would do? Now's not the time to making jokes, girl.
君がそばにいてくれるなら、私
Ah!
はいくらでも悪い子になれそうです。
I'm so scared she's dead. I really don't want to be right about this. I want all of my— I was right about him being Yandere and Despero, but that was a joke, but like— I really want to be wrong. I took his hand and he lifted me inside the hospital. We made our way through the silence, but it didn't take us very long to arrive in front of our destination. Have you decided what to tell Nadia first? Don't lead up to this, please.
内容はぼかしつつ、
If she's dead, I'm gonna
カ
end
プ
it.
シーヌ
I
の
can't
人
take
使い
it.
の荒さを相談しようかと。
Sounds good. Her room's empty, isn't it? We both smiled at each other before slowly opening the door. Nadia would usually be sleeping at this hour, but she's—
兄様、それにセレスも。
something's wrong.
よかった。最近全然来てくれないから、あの時のこと、怒ってるのかと。
About what? What happened? The resident of this room was awake and greeted us with a gentle smile. We both headed toward the bed where Nadia was sitting as usual.
ナディア、あの時心配してくれるあなたに対し
Something's
不
off.
誠実な態度をとってしまってすみません。
Something's off.
セレス君がそばにいてくれたおかげで私もようやく目が覚めました。これからあなたに話したいことがたくさんあるんです。何日もかけるぐらい長くなるし、情けない姿も見せると思いますが。
Is she an android? Like, I don't know how the technology is in this world.
くれますか?
Is she a robot?
ええ、もちろん。私は全然怒ってないから気にしないで。
Something's wrong.
怒っていない？
ええ。兄様にだって人に話せない秘密ぐらいあるでしょ。
What's going on?
それをすねて聞き出そうとするなんて。私ってば自分勝手だったわね。
But he tried to kill Ceres. He tried to kill us. What's going on? Yeah, see, even Lucas knows something's wrong. Nadia easily made peace with Lucas, who was anxious about their reconciliation. What a relief. Or maybe she doesn't care because she's a reliver. She doesn't really have any emotions. The sins he committed, Cappuccino, Nadia's cure, and more. The issues were far from being resolved, but at least this was one less thing for... She's a reliver.
誰だ？お前は。
Yeah, I knew something was off. Huh?
兄様、何を言ってるの？
She's been dead for years, hasn't
私
she?
はナディアよ。この世にただ一人しかいない。あなたの大事な妹。
But are you? Seeing him go pale, Nadia looked up with a bewildered expression.
違う。
They made her a reliver, didn't they?
私にはわかる。
Lucas quickly grabbed Nadia's arm and rolled up her sleeve. What? Wasn't that? It's her liver tattoo, isn't it? Huh? There on her arm was a beautiful mark that resembled a blooming flower. The mark of a reliver. What? This doesn't make any sense. Lucas, isn't Nadia a human just like you? I knew they were making her a reliver. They killed her, didn't they? His body began to shake. Suddenly the door opened and in came a doctor with a single document in hand.
リュカ・プルーストさんですね。あなたの妹、ナディア・プルーストはカプシーヌ院長を保証人とし、
I knew that asshole was gonna do that.
人間としての延命を拒み、死亡後、誓約書に同意してリライバーとなりました。
Bull crap, she did. The doctor forced the document into Lucas's hands and he stood there in shock.
ここで余生を過ごす入院患者にも途中で死ぬのを恐れ、リライバー化を希望する者が多いの
But
で。
becoming a reliver wouldn't fix anything. Even Shion said that. Even if she became a reliver, she'd still get sick.
いつでもそれを実行できるよう、設備や誓約書を用意しているのです。
The signature in the box was her name signed in an unusual fashion.
この誓約書をあの子が書いた。そんなの嘘だ。
Yeah, they forged her signature.
貴様、本物のナディアをどこに連れて行った？
I thought Capshin was against relivers. He tried to grab the doctor, but Nadia tugged on his clothes from the bed.
兄様、私ならここにいるわよ。
Her calling him brother definitely didn't sound the way it once did. Sorry. The girl in front of us sounded like she was simply reading a document that explained their relationship. A reliver who lost her love for her brother. Oh. Dang it, you're making me cry again. His eyes went dull.
違う。お前はナディアじゃない。
Rose shook off her small hand and drew his dagger. No, Lucas! But before I could stop him...
その顔で、その声で、私を呼ぶな！
All that work. Yeah. His purifying blade sliced the air. Oh.
"男は天使と悪魔をその身に飼っている。神から試練ばかりが与えられる彼ら。
Evil Dr. Capchin, I liked you.
天使は憐れんだ。なんてかわいそうな人間なのだと。
I thought he was against relivers. He just did to screw with them, I just know it.
悪魔は笑った。なんて滑稽な人間なのだと。
Or she's been relived so many times that she just lost her emotion finally.
すると男は自らを憐れむ天使を殺し、悪魔だけを受け入れてこう言った。そう、私は滑稽な男なのだ。
All that
どう
worked
か
just for
忘
her
れて
to
くれるなよ。
just for her to end up exactly the way that everyone was telling him. Even his parents.
悪魔よ、お前は滑稽な私が犯した
So
罪
it
の
was just
証だよ。
worthless, I guess. Okay, well. Dang, this game's getting to me. I guess it's a plus for the writing. Oh my gosh. Stop making me cry. I can't take it. Okay, well, ripping my heart out. Okay, jeez. Okay. Woo, okay. Really trying not to freaking bawl my eyes out. I love Nadia. Okay, so you don't have to hear me cry so much. I'm gonna end it here. I can only take so much crying. I've been crying a lot this episode, so we'll end it here. I feel like the endings for him is coming soon. I really hope it's a happy ending, because I don't think I could take a sad ending. Oh, God. So I don't want the bad ending, I want the good ending. Oh, but we'll continue this next time, and hopefully I can control my crying a little bit better, but I doubt it. Give me some happiness, please. But anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.